We accomplish as a unit. We fail as a unit. We win as a unit. You train for all of that in the military, that you train for it. But when it comes down to it, it's just muscle memory. It's just muscle memory. What you train for, what you do over and over and over and over again, stateside, when you get in that combat zone, you don't even think about it. It's just quick reactionary. It's driven into your brain, and it lies dormant until needed. And I learned a lot about myself in Iraq. I learned that I was not fit for what God wanted me to do. I needed to change some things about the way I was thinking, my mindset. I tell people this all the time. I learned in Iraq that God was displeased with me because I was more concerned about the ministry than I was about my personal relationship with him.
Wow.
And I really came to a kind of a crossroads in my life in Iraq, where I realized that God wanted more out of me because he was going to do more with me. And he wanted to use me, but he couldn't use me like that.
Yeah.
And so there's a few things that I gave up on. There's a few things that I changed about my mentality, my mindset. I became very humble in Iraq. And I don't think that I was not humble before, or I had a problem with humility. I just didn't know what true humility looked like. I didn't know what that thing really was. You hear about it, people preach about it, you can have all the examples you want, but until that thing starts birthing in your heart, you don't really know what that looks like or even what that feels like.
Yeah.
And I was at a place where I didn't care. I didn't care if I ever evangelized. I didn't care if I ever preached. I didn't care if no one ever heard any of my music that I had written. I didn't care about anything. All I cared about was being a good saint in the church, being a good husband to my wife, and being a good father to my only child. Those were the things that meant the world to me.
Sounds like it sort of broke you down again. The military training broke you down and built you back up. And then your experience in Iraq just sort of broke you down again to
Absolutely.
Ground floor and building you up again.
Absolutely.
And what, in your opinion, what positive things, positive impacts to your character, maybe some specific things that you feel like grew in that year in Iraq, and then in the years, after that? What do you feel like was truly developed to help you move into that leadership role of a pastor?
I think one of the greatest things it taught me is, even if you have the power to do what you want, do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know how that feels because they've never had the power to do what they want. It's like somebody was telling me one time that they were talking to an elder, and they were talking about someone that had went on a TV show or whatever. And they were like, I can't believe they did, I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they said that, whatever. And the elder said, don't judge them, because you have no idea what you would say if someone gave you the same opportunity. And I feel like one of the things that I learned in Iraq is, even if you have the power to do what you want to do, you have to make the right decision. Doing the right thing is always the right thing. And it doesn't matter if it hurts you. It doesn't matter if it hurts other people. If it's right at the end of the day, you will be happy that you made that decision and not something else.